Today I want to talk about Vatica, the Etruscan goddess.
All right, let's see it.
Vatica or Vaticanus is the archaic Etruscan name for the goddess associated with birth and the underworld. If the name Vatica or Vaticanus seems familiar, it's because the Vatican took its name from this goddess.
So this is pure and utter nonsense. There's no truth to this claim. The name Vatican comes from Mons Vaticanus, Vatican Hill, which likely originates in Etruscan, but most scholars agree that it has something to do with the concept of divination or with prophesying. So the location where that necropolis was, over which the Vatican was built, was just named after this concept of divination or prophesying. It has absolutely no known connection whatsoever to any Etruscan deity, and that image, that antefix, is not of an Etruscan deity that has any relationship whatsoever to the word Vaticanus or to the location of the Vatican. That is the Etruscan deity Uni, but specifically in its Latin manifestation, Juno Sospita, or Juno the Preserver. This was a guardian of cities, and this deity did have connections with fertility and with marriage and with childbirth, but no associations with the underworld. They were also a warrior deity. Now, they most likely were centered on a city called Lanuvium, which was about 20 miles southeast of Rome, but there was a temple dedicated to Juno Sospita in Rome. It was associated with the Forum Holatorium, which is on the east side of the Tiber River. The Vatican is on the west side of the Tiber River. There are absolutely no connections whatsoever between that temple, that deity, and the Vatican. Again, this is pure and utter nonsense.
But this is not all. Her name is also Vaginatus, which later in Latin came to signify the female reproductive organs.
So the anatomical use of that Latin term comes from the 17th century. It did not have those associations prior to that. And in ancient Latin, it was just a reference to a sheath, a scabbard, or a covering, and obviously had no connections with the Vatican, had no connections with Juno Sospita, had no connections with any deity whatsoever.